Hello, everyone out there in YouTube land and Rumble land, yes, and Twitter land. Yes, welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to continue to talk about that abortion that's on streaming right now on Max, not HBO Max. They changed the name. It's called Max now, called And Just Like Crap, okay? That goddamn fucking big dose of diarrhea. That is on there right now. The season 2, no less. Yes, number 2, season 2. Of course it is. Of course it is. Now, I am Diego, and what I do here is I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. That's the point of view you never got, okay? Because nobody talks like me, okay? At least not on YouTube. All right, I looked. Okay, I didn't really find any guys that were reviewing, any straight guys that were reviewing this show. And by I mean reviewing, I mean they reviewed the show. Okay, I mean that they actually went over the episodes, went through the scenes, talked about the characters, the storylines. I've seen a couple of guys out there give these 6-7 minute reviews, like, oh yeah, well it's not as bad as last season, and the one girl looks pretty, and just, who gives a shit about that? I don't care about that stuff. Okay, I want to know about the fucking show itself. Okay, about what were the people thinking that made this show? What do the characters think about? What are the characters doing? What's going on in their minds? Why are they acting the way that they're acting? Why is this scene taking place? Why are they showing us this stuff? Okay, that's what I want to know about. I want to know about what was thinking. The people behind the camera, what were they fucking thinking when they created the show? Okay, now, if you've watched my videos, you know that I've already reviewed every fucking episode of Sex and the City. I've already reviewed it all, okay? And I watched the show back in the day. I watched it. I'm that old. Yes, I watched it back then. I watched it when it first came out, okay? And the reason I was younger back then, I was in my 20s, I was younger, okay? But all the girls that I knew, all the pretty girls that I knew were watching Sex and the City. They were always talking about it. And I had no idea who the fuck these characters were. What the fuck? Who's Samantha and Charlotte? Who the fuck are they? I don't know. But the girls are always talking about it, and they're always talking about fucking sex and shit like that. I was like, okay, so what's this show? Well, I had HBO because I was watching Sopranos, and I knew what Sex and the City was. I just never watched it. Okay, it was a girls' show, so I started watching it, and I got hooked. I was like, okay, the show's actually pretty good. Okay, it's not realistic. Okay, it's bullshit. But it's entertaining, and that's the important thing. Is it's entertaining. There was nothing like it on TV. Now they're always. I mean, what came after Sex and the City was fucking Desperate Housewives. Okay, and then what came after that? There's always something. There's always fucking something. Okay, it was very entertaining, and that's why I enjoyed it. Okay, and I was watching Sopranos, and I love Sopranos. Oh my God, they'll never be. Well, hopefully they'll come back, but in 2023, they would never allow a fucking show like Sopranos on TV today. No fucking way would that ever be allowed. No, you cannot not have men acting like men, especially not white guys acting like men on a fucking TV show. Not in 2023, and not in the movies either, unfortunately, with very few exceptions, all right? But that looks like that's starting to change too, so thank God. But I remember thinking okay, well, if something like Sopranos is going to be allowed on TV, and I know all my guy friends were watching Sopranos, okay, so then obviously it goes without saying that, something like Sex and the City should also be allowed. Okay, so I got nothing wrong with that. The women out there getting laid, I don't give a shit, it's fine. I was living that life myself. I didn't care, but, I was watching this show because I was trying to get tips. I was trying to get some tips on what women are into today. Now, these women are older than me. Okay, they were a good 10, 15 years older than me. Okay, so I wasn't their age yet. Okay, but all the girls my age were watching them and looking up to them, looking up to Kim Cattrall, looking up to Sarah Jessica Parker, and shit like that. So, so I thought that I could get some tips on dating from watching this show. I got no tips on dating. I didn't learn a goddamn thing about women that I didn't already know. Okay, but what I did learn is a lot about the bullshit that women were getting fed on TV. I did learn a lot about that. So I decided that I was going to say something about it. Because, if you're going to do a show about women, absolutely, that's fine. I got no problem with that, okay? The show was mostly, the showrunner was a gay guy. Well, actually, it was a Darren Star, the guy that created fucking Melrose Place and shit. But he was the showrunner, but it got taken over by Michael Patrick King. Okay, a gay guy, very, very flamboyant gay guy. Okay, and once that happened, I mean, the show was basically written for middle-aged women, single white women, and gay guys. Okay, so who's left out of this conversation? Who has no fucking input on the show at all? I'll tell you who. The fucking straight guy does. He has no say in this fucking show. So every episode, it would be the guys would be the butt of every fucking joke. Okay, they were not portrayed correctly, and I don't blame the actors. I don't blame the actors at all. They just need a job. They're just getting a paycheck, And several famous actors were in there, like what's his name, Justin Trudeau, Jennifer Aniston's ex-husband. He was in 2 episodes, playing 2 different characters, and both of them fucked Carrie. But stuff like that. I mean, Bradley Cooper was in an episode. So these guys were just like actors. They just wanted a job. They just wanted to fucking be working. So I don't blame them at all. They were just reading the script. They didn't write the script, okay? But they didn't get the guys right, and that really bothered me when I watched Sex and the City. The guys were not acting like guys. Every once in a while, they did act like guys. Aiden. I know guys like Aiden. I know guys like Big. Okay, and of course I've told you before, Jack Berger. I know you hate him. I know you fucking hate him, but I related a lot with Jack Berger. I understood that guy completely understood Jack Berger. I knew exactly why he did everything that he fucking did, and I couldn't believe that women were so confused by him. Because I remember the girls talking to me about that. Oh my God, can you believe he did that? Well, yeah, I totally believe it. Yeah, I know exactly why he did it. Why would he do something like that to Carrie? Well, he did it because, I knew it. I knew the answer because I'd done shit like that, so I knew that guy. Okay. I related to him, but every once in a while they did get it right. Steve was a believable character. They got him right. The rest of the characters on the show were not real men. They were cartoon characters. They were not realistic because no straight guys were consulted when creating these fucking straight guys for the women to fuck. No actual straight men were consulted on this show. So the straight men ended up being not represented correctly, and that's what bothered me, and that's why I would always talk to the girls. Now this is the late 90s, the internet wasn't what it is today. Okay, and there wasn't no YouTube or anything. But I remember talking to the girls that I knew back then. Okay, the pretty girls that I worked with, the ones I went to school with. I remember talking to them about Sex and the City and telling them, hey, listen, no, that's not realistic. No guy would ever fucking do that. It's stupid. Because they thought, all men do that. I know because I saw it on Sex and the City. That means all men do it. No, they don't. Okay, no human being would do this bullshit, much less a guy. Okay, no, we're not that different. Okay, if you wouldn't do it, okay, no guy would probably do it either. Okay, so and that's what bothered me. Okay, is that the straight men were always being portrayed in a very bullshit way, and I didn't like that at all. And that was the biggest gripe I had. Otherwise, the show was entertaining. I liked the characters. I thought Kim Cattrall was very funny as Samantha, this big fucking slut. That thought she was all that. I thought that was kind of cool. Here's this woman who's just walking fucking self-confidence, even though she don't look that great. She thinks she does, and that in itself is funny. Things like that. You got Carrie's fucking neurotic. She's always fucking she used to. She was always fucking chain smoking. She didn't know how to fucking cook, but she knew how to fucking shop. She knew how to fucking do that. She was always broke, and then you had a Charlotte, the pretty girl, the nice girl, though she was a fucking airhead, and a gold digger, but she was the sweetest one. She was the nicest one, and I had the hots for fucking Kristen Davis back then. I really did. Out of all 4 girls, that was the one I would fuck the most. That was the one I liked the most. They actually did a survey. TV Guide did a survey for the men only. For men only, out of these 4 women, which one would you want to get with? And they all pretty much unanimously said fucking Charlotte. Charlotte's the one that they would all get with, And I believe it. I back that up 100%. That's the one out of those 4 women. Charlotte's the one that I would go for. Absolutely. Okay, and then Miranda was just a fucking bitch. She's just a cunt. That's all she was. The cunt who liked to fucking feed herself out of the fucking garbage can. And no, I'm not fucking making that up. They fucking did that episode, okay? So yeah, and she's still that way. She's still feeding herself out of the garbage can. She looks it anyway. So I enjoyed the show, but it wasn't realistic, and that's why I had something to say about it. Okay, and now when I found out they were bringing it back last year or a year and a half ago, I was like, okay, this is my opportunity. I thought I'm going to review it because I miss these girls. I haven't seen them since the fucking movie. Since Sex and the City Part 2, Electric Boogaloo, and I wanted to see what they were up to and stuff, and I was just oh my God. They killed Bill. Literally, they killed fucking Big. Okay, Carrie murdered him in the first fucking episode, and I knew that this was going to go down. This was not going to be Sex and the City. This was not going to be the show that I liked. Okay, this is going to be something else. It's going to be a fucking abortion. Okay, and it was. And it is. Okay, so now I'm still reviewing it, but this show is absolute crap. It's absolute shit. It's dog shit. Okay. It is. Okay, then I'm going to tell you the truth. A straight man's point of view. That's what I'm going to give you, okay? I swore that I would review every episode. I've already reviewed every fucking Sex and the City episode. Every single one, including the movies. Okay, they're all on this channel. The only ones I didn't review was the Carrie Diaries, that piece of shit show that nobody watched when Carrie was a fucking teenager and she went to New York and started fucking all sorts of guys when she was a fucking teenager. Yeah, that show, I never watched it. I never reviewed it. I'm not going to review it, all right? Yeah, other than that, I've reviewed every episode. Okay, so I know what's going on. I know my fucking Sex in the City, just like you do. If you're watching this, okay, and you think you have some sort of fucking knowledge on this show, then I don't, believe me, I know too, okay? I know too. I was there too, okay? I didn't just watch the DVDs. I was there when they fucking came out. I remember where I was on the season finale of fucking Sex in the City, the series finale. Okay? I was at a party in fucking Chicago at a bar called Cosmos. They were having a Sex in the City party there. Yeah. Yeah. Okay? So I know my shit, all right? I know my fucking Sex in the City, all right? And unfortunately I know this show too. This fucking abortion. This Pepto-Bismol inducing show. Okay? With some fucking was it Municel, whatever the fuck it is. That diarrhea medicine you have to fucking take. That's what this show is. At least that's what it is to me. All right, you might love this show. I don't know. You might love it. And if you do love it, that's fine, man. Love this show. Watch the fuck out of it. I don't care. If you like this show, by all means, enjoy it. I'm not going to tell you what you can and cannot enjoy. Hell no. I'm just telling you I don't fucking enjoy it. And this is why. And I'm going to tell you why I don't fucking enjoy it, okay? All right. And it's not because I'm a man. Okay? It's because it's dog shit. Okay? Michael Patrick Queen. And his fucking little bitch there that fucking writes these episodes. Fucking Samantha Irby, okay? And if you want to know about Samantha Irby, just fucking Google her and look at that fucking picture of her. That's all you need to know. Look at that picture of Samantha Irby. That's all you fucking need to know. All right, moving right along. Okay, I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view. The real question you need to ask yourself is, can you handle it? Can you handle the truth? Because I don't think you can. In fact, I know you can't. I know you can't. All right, now where we leave off last time. Oh, yes. There was some sort of a fucking costume party for a fundraiser in Central Park that Charlotte was having. Of course, Charlotte was not in costume. Okay, Harry was wearing a wig, a 1970s fucking wig, and an Indiana Jones jacket. And apparently, their costume was they were the characters from The Americans, some fucking TV show on FX that got canceled many fucking years ago. Kerry Russell was in it. I never watched the show, but you can look it up. So that's who she's playing, Elizabeth Jennings. I thought she meant the poet Elizabeth Jennings, the bag lady of fucking what's it called? The bag lady of something. The bag lady of poetry. Yeah, I thought that's who they were talking about. It was that Elizabeth Jennings, but it wasn't. It was the fictional character from the show The Americans. All right, maybe you watched it. I never fucking watched it. I don't give a shit. And Miranda showed up in costume too. She was an ugly fucking lesbo. That was her costume. All right. Which she wears every day of the year. Okay. And then, of course, Carrie was there as Helen Gurley Brown, the founder of Cosmo. Bull fucking shit. Cosmo was founded in 1886. Okay, no, what's her name? Helen Curly Brown was the editor-in-chief of Cosmo in 1965, and she's the one that basically turned Cosmo into what it is today. Okay, it's a magazine for single white women, you know, who are writing the corporate ladder and the cock carousel, and don't want to get married and don't want to have fucking kids. Okay, because that's not feminine. All right, that just want to fucking be boss bitches. Okay, like every woman on the show. Oh my God, what a coincidence! I see a connection here. Okay, and they read Cosmo, and the shopping, the fashion, how to fucking steal, your man away from their wives and shit like that. Yeah, that was all Helen Curly Brown. She started that whole fucking thing on Cosmo, and I guess it's still. I don't know if anyone even reads Cosmo anymore. But I remember in the 90s, every girl I fucking knew was reading Cosmo. Okay, in the 2000s as well. Those fucking covers. You see them on the fucking magazine racks all the fucking time at the grocery store. Cosmo this and Cosmo that. What the fuck, man? You guys were brainwashed by this bullshit. Oh my God. Anyway. So yeah, so that was her costume, okay? So they showed up at this party. Of course, we got Nia Wallace is there, who's going through a divorce herself. Her husband, the musician, decided he's gonna fuck some white girls. So now Nia wants to get some fucking revenge, okay? And she's a law school professor, okay? And she's dressed up as Eartha Kitt, okay? The black Catwoman from the Batman TV show from the 1960s. Which I'm a fan of. This is actually the second time they've referenced that show. The first time they referenced it was Aiden, back when Aiden was dating Carrie and he was living with her, and he mentioned that that like him meeting Big would be like Batman meeting the Green Hornet. Remember that? Okay, he wanted to meet the guy that his girlfriend was fucking behind his back. Yeah. Remember that episode? Oh, so long ago. But anyway, yeah. So she's Catwoman, Eartha Kitt's Catwoman. Who Halle Bailey also portrayed that version of Catwoman in that piece of crap fucking 2004 movie Catwoman with Benjamin Bratt, the one that nobody went to go see. It won a Razzie Award, which is funny because the year earlier, Halle Berry won an Academy Award for Monsters Ball. And then a year later, she wins a Razzie Award for Catwoman. Or it might have been the same year. I'm not sure. But anyway, but she actually showed up to the Razzies to accept her award. That's the kind of humbleness that Halle Berry has. You know, good for her. I actually met Halle Berry once. Yes, she is sexy as fuck. I actually met her around that time. Yeah. I bodyguarded her for a while. That's a totally other story. But she played that character, the Black Catwoman, okay, in that one. But she was a hero in that one. Whereas Eartha Kitt was the bad guy. Now, another little known fact, okay, is Eartha Kitt and Halle Berry's the fucking Little Mermaid. Halle Berry and Eartha Kitt were also in a movie together before, 1992, Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. Yeah, so was Robin Givens. So was Chris Rock. Yeah, that was great. David Alan Grier was in that movie too. Martin Lawrence was in that movie. Yeah, Boomerang. I'm gonna have to review that movie. I love that movie. I absolutely love Boomerang. Okay, when I do my chick flick praise, I'm gonna review Boomerang because I absolutely adored that movie. I watched it when it first came out. I bought the soundtrack right away and I listened to it all the fucking time. You know, remember what's her name? Oh God, who's the breakout singer from that? The one that had to declare bankruptcy. God, I can't think of her name right now. You know what I'm talking about. Love should have brought you home last night. You should have been with me. Should have been right by my side, baby. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about. I'm sure I'll remember her name later. Anyway, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So they were in that movie. So there's a connection. All right. Boom. Moving right along here, okay, so they go to that fucking stupid-ass Halloween party, okay, Lisa Todd Wexley is there with her pussy husband, Herbert, who is now running for city comptroller. He does not wear a costume, but later on, when he's begging his wife for sex, he's disguised as fucking, as George Washington. Apparently, he was in Hamilton. I guess that's where he's famous from, another Broadway show, written by a Latino, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Okay, who Disney hires to fucking, and whenever they need to do a Latino anything, like El Canto or like a fucking, or a Coco or anything shit like that. He even wrote the new songs in the goddamn new Little Mermaid movie. They hire Lin-Manuel Miranda. He represents all fucking Latinos. They just go straight to him. He actually did a movie called The Heights. The Heights, okay, last year, which was about a bunch of Latinos, okay, but he received backlash because the Latinos weren't dark skinned enough. There weren't any black Latinos in there, so he actually made a public apology about how he needs to be re-educated and shit for not representing dark Latinos in his fucking Latino movie. Yeah, I know, right? That's Hollywood for you. So that's going on here, okay. So they decide at this Halloween party, they decide that Naya, since Naya can't get laid right now, she can't seem to find a guy, okay, and Carrie is single as well, and Seema's also single because she dumped her fucking boyfriend Zed, okay, that they should all go to, that Seema knows a place where they can get some rich guys, okay, some hot guys, okay, and by that she means rich. They're going to go to a nice 5-star hotel, the bar lobby there, that way all the guys that are there all have coin, or else they wouldn't be there, and it's going to keep the fucking, the riffraff out, not them. Okay, but the riffraff, like the guys that don't have any money that want to hang out there, they're not going to be able to get in. Okay, so therefore the women can get in there and they just got to sit there in the fucking bar, and of course fucking multimillionaires are just going to fucking hit on them all night. Because that's what happens when you're in your fucking 50s. You just sit at the fucking bar and all the high value, good looking multimillionaire men just come up and go straight to you. You know, like fucking arrows. You know, yeah, absolutely. That happens in real fucking life. Try it, ladies. If you don't believe me, try it. It works. Okay, yeah, so that's what they do. That's their plan. So that's what they do. They get all dolled up and they go fucking sit at a bar at the, the Mondarian Hotel. It's a 5-star hotel in New York, and they just sit there at the fucking bar and drinking their Cosmos and waiting for some fucking guys to come up and start hitting on them. Yeah, that's their plan. Yeah, that's their fucking plan. All right, so that's going on here, okay. They're all sitting there at the bar at the Mondrian Hotel. That's it. Okay, expensive bar, drinking Cosmos, waiting for men to approach them. Okay, some old guy starts flirting with Seema. He just goes up there and shit and says, "Hey, they don't carry metal field gin here. Did you know that? Lady, ma'am?" And she's like, "Who are you calling, ma'am?" "Oh, I thought that's always how you address royalty." She's like, "Ooh." Pussy just started getting wet there. Yeah, does that fucking shit work? Fuck no, it doesn't. Anyway, so Carrie and fucking Nia decide to leave Seema with this fucking guy, Mr. Pumper. Anyway, so he starts talking. I guess he works for fucking Nettle Gin, or Nettlefield Gin. He's a rep for that company or whatever. The bar doesn't carry it there, and he's trying to get the bartender to order it. It's like he start carrying his brand of fucking gin. Blah blah blah. So he starts talking with fucking Seema. Okay. Yeah, that's going on here. Okay, some other guy, some super fine black guy. He looks like fucking a young Billy D. Williams, but with ripped abs and chiseled features and no fucking hair. He immediately looks at Nia because she's the best looking fucking black girl in the whole fucking bar. Absolutely, bar none. There would never be a fucking better looking black girl in this fucking bar than a fucking 47-year-old fucking law school professor. Okay, wearing a cheetah fucking outfit in a 5-star hotel. And this guy looks like he's 32 years old. And of course, that's the one he's going to make a beeline for, right? Right? Okay, right? Okay, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I would too. Yeah, of course I would. Yeah. That's the first thing I always notice whenever I go to a bar is where are all the fucking 50-year-olds at? Because those are the hottest girls in the club. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, right. And if you believe that, I got a fucking bridge I want to fucking sell you. But this show believes that because it was written by gay guys and by lesbo things. Okay, and by women that think they're men. It was also written by them too. Okay, so yeah, of course the hot guy makes a beeline. His name's Ian, who gives a shit. Makes a beeline straight for fucking Nia and starts flirting with her right away. Because we all know that 50-something-year-old women, they get the most high-value men approaching them all the fucking time. And just like this episode proves, except for Carrie, nobody hits on Carrie. So she fucking gets a little bit upset about that. Okay, nobody's hitting on her. I wonder why. I guess the fact that she looks like a fucking hag has nothing to do with it, all right? So Seema and this guy that we don't know his fucking name, they start getting on, okay, in her bedroom, okay? I thought it was a hotel room, but apparently no. Seema lives in a very nice place, okay? So they start getting on in her bedroom, and then he tells her while they're making out, they still got their clothes on, he tells her that he suffers from ED, erectile dysfunction, all right? Okay, or as I call it, yeah, I see. I also suffer from ED, okay, for 2 reasons. Number one, because I started watching the show, okay? Once you've watched the first minute of episode 1 of season 2 of this show, you will also have erectile dysfunction. That's one reason. The other reason is because my dick only gets turned on by sexy girls. So if the girl looks like Seema, I ain't gonna get turned on. So yeah, I would also have that problem too. All right. So that's going on. That's what's going on with him too as well. He tells her that though, which is not realistic. No guy would fucking tell her while they're about to get it on, "Hey, by the way, I suffer from ED." Then what the fuck are you doing? Okay. There's drugs for that, okay? You take a fucking Viagra or some shit, okay? Or don't have sex, okay? Or just eat her out, okay? Or what the fuck? You take a fucking popsicle stick and some scotch tape and fucking go to town, all right? But you don't fucking tell her right before sex, "Oh, by the way, I suffer from ED," okay? If you suffer from that, okay, you need to fucking take something before you fucking even try, or just don't have sex with her. Don't penetrate her. Eat her out. What the fuck, man? Can your finger not get up too? So that's going on, all right. And so he pulls out his fucking penis pump, his Swedish penis pump. That's not my bag, baby. Remember that from Austin Powers? He pulls it out because he always has that handy with him in his travel bag every time he goes to a hotel. Well, actually, no, because he's in her room. So does Seema get a room in the hotel? Or are we in Seema's apartment? I don't fucking know. We've never seen Seema's apartment, so I don't fucking know. But yeah, so he pulls it out. I guess he brings it with him everywhere he goes. His fucking full-blown penis pump. Not the electric model that you just turn on. No, he's got the whole fucking yeah, with a plunger in it. Yeah, absolutely, dude. Because, nothing but the best. Always go old school when you go with penis pumps. Now, ladies, my understanding of penis pumps, it's not there to get you hard. Okay, that's not the purpose of the penis pump. The purpose of the penis pump is to make your dick bigger. It's true. I know. That's the same thing. No, it's not. Okay, guys do penis pumps to make their dicks bigger, like in the long term. They're playing the long game. Okay, pun intended. All right, the long term. Okay. Now there is a way you can get hard doing that. Okay, like I guess you put like a cock ring on underneath. But who the fuck wants to go through all that, dude? It's like, oh god, just take some fucking Viagra, man. What the fuck, man? Come on. That's a lot of work, just for one sexual intercourse session, But anyway, so he's doing it, and he's doing it right in front of her, so she just got to sit there and watch him fucking pump his Peter, man. Yeah, like we needed to see that, didn't we? And where did he buy that penis pump? Well, I'm pretty sure you can buy it online now, but back in the day, like in the 90s and the 80s and shit, like you had to fucking find ads for that, like in the back of fucking like Hustler and Penthouse and shit, A penis pump for like $29.95 or some shit. But what he's doing there is just like, okay, no guy would ever do this in front of a girl, okay? No guy would ever do this in front of a girl, all right? It's funny. It harkens back to the old Sex and the City episodes, all right? So he's pumping away, trying to get his Peter fucking bigger, all right? I feel sorry for the actor, by the way. The actor, because I don't know what he's done before. I'm sure he's been acting before. He wouldn't have gotten this job if he hadn't had something on his resume. But this is what he's going to be remembered for, especially if he becomes a big actor, like more famous later on. They're going to bring up this scene every fucking time he does an audition. Every time he asks a girl out on a date, they're going to bring this scene. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Okay, moving right along. Yeah. Okay, no, realistically, ladies, a guy would not do this shit if he had ED, okay? He would either take Viagra or he wouldn't be out trying to get laid when he knows that his pecker don't work, all right? That's realistically, that's what would happen. All right. So Seema, she starts getting it. Seema, they start getting on, and he fucking, of course, he pumps himself up. The fucker doesn't even take off his shirt. He keeps like his clothes on while he's pumping himself. No, dude, you gotta get fucking naked first. What the fuck, man? They can't even get the sex right on this fucking show, dude. This is what gay guys and men with vaginas think that fucking straight sex is. All right. So anyway, the next scene we have here is Shay. Remember her, Shay, the fucking Fred Flintstone looking thing? Shay's having a gay, drug-fueled, loud get-together at her apartment, her new apartment that she got when she moved back to New York. And, of course, Miranda, who's there every night pretty much, her lover, butt-ugly Miranda, is in the fucking bedroom trying to sleep, and she can't sleep because Shay's fucking smoking weed, playing video games, and drinking with all of her fucking weirdo friends, all right? So they're keeping her awake, okay? And I don't understand why is she fucking sleeping there all the time? Okay, didn't Steve move out? Didn't Steve say he was going to move out and get his own place? So why the fuck are you staying at Shay's? Stay at your own fucking place, or have Shay stay at your fucking place. Who gives a fuck? All right, at least at home you'll get some fucking sleep. So anyway, so everyone bumps into this chair that's in the room there. They keep knocking it over. I guess it's supposed to be a running joke. Like every time they try to be quiet, someone bumps into their fucking chair. And that wakes up whoever's in bed, okay? And Miranda's like, it's 3:30 in the morning. I gotta get up at 5. Of course, Shay being fucking, stoned and drunk. Okay, keep it quiet, that kind of shit, Okay, the next thing we have here is Naya. Naya is leaving the hotel. Apparently she got filled out last night by Ian, the suave black guy, I guess he pumped her out. Yeah. So Naya got something, so she's walking out of there all giddy, and it's the morning and shit, wearing the same outfit she wore last night, okay? So yeah, that's how easy it is to get laid, okay? Now, I'm not saying, ladies, that this is completely unrealistic. It most certainly is realistic, okay? It's easier for women to get laid, especially women that are average looking or better. It's a lot easier for them to get laid than it is for a guy. Okay, but look at the guy that fucked Nia. Okay, we didn't see him. All we know is his name is Ian, but he was a super fucking good-looking guy, and he's definitely younger than her. Okay, he's wearing expensive clothes, open collar, of course. 'Cause that's all the guys wear on the show. Like Toussaint did, the fucking open collar. And he walks up to her. Okay, a guy like that could easily get a younger, prettier girl. okay? And realistically, a guy like that would, especially if he's got money and he's staying at that hotel, a guy like that would easily get a better looking girl, okay? A younger, better looking girl, okay? But he went for Naya. You know why? Because this show's written by fucking gay guys and lesbians, okay? Because they want you to think, ladies, that if you're an average looking 40-something-year-old woman, that you can get a hot guy like that too, okay? Like you'll be his first choice. No, you won't. You'll be his fucking fifth or sixth choice. Okay, if the hot girl he was planning to meet that night fucking stood him up for whatever reason, and he's like, oh shit, and I'm already here, you know, then okay, fine, I'll take you. Okay, realistically, that's what would happen. Okay, but that doesn't look like, that's not what happened here. He was just looking at her, making eye contact, and then when she looked at him, he's like, he just got right up to that. I'm Ian. Let me buy you a drink. You know, that kind of, get the fuck out of here. That shit don't fucking work. A guy like that could get laid, could fuck Naya, okay, but she would not be his first choice. That's what I'm telling you. That's the straight man's point of view. She would not be his first choice. He would be flirting with other women first, and if he got shot down by all of them, okay, then he would go with Naya. Okay, that is realistic. Even I've done shit like that before, okay? The girl that I wanted fucking didn't want me, so I went for the next best thing, okay? So even I've done that, okay? That is realistic, all right? Look at the first season of Sex and the City. That's what Big was. Okay, Carrie hooked up with another guy because Big couldn't be bothered with her when she first met him, okay? So yeah, I mean, that happens. It fucking happens, all right? Okay, so that's going on here. Okay, she walks out of there all fucking happy after having sex all night. Seema calls Carrie the next day and tells her about the guy having to use a fucking penis pump to get a fucking hard-on her, which, yeah, I guess I would have to too. Okay, you know, but Carrie is standing in a bike lane talking, you know, with her fucking hat on and shit. She's not paying attention, and she's standing in the middle of a bike lane. Here comes a biker about to crash into her. He's screaming, bike lane, bike lane, bike lane. You know, and then, but, you know, she doesn't see him soon enough, so he crashes himself to avoid hitting her. Okay, and he hurts his wrist. He breaks his wrist. Okay, this biker does. He's a middle-aged guy, older guy, right? And he's all pissed off and shit, you know. Okay, so he crashes his bike, you know, to avoid hitting her. Okay, he's not happy. He hurt his wrist, okay? And she starts spewing. She hangs up on Seema, okay? And she starts spewing some bullshit about the Olsen twins and some urgent care clinic around the corner. You know, that, can I take you there? Like, she feels all guilty. This guy hurt himself because of her, because she wasn't fucking paying attention. Okay, and she offers to take him to urgent care. Okay, and he's a bit of an asshole, but I understand. You know, he just fell down. It looks like he broke his wrist, okay? And he's wearing a fucking black Back to the Future fucking life preserver jacket, right? The Michael J. Fox brand. All right. So they get to the ER, and she tells the ER that she's worried about that it might be a clot, that he might have some sort of a clot, okay? And because he's broken his wrist, his right wrist, she fills out the forms for him, okay? His name is George Campbell, and then he tells her he's got a partner, so she immediately assumes that he's gay. No, he has a business partner, okay? Okay, and because his wrist might be broken, okay, his business partner calls, okay, and they FaceTime. All right, and this partner's not too happy. He's like, "Where the hell were you? You're supposed to drop off." And he tells, "Hey, listen, I'm in the emergency room. Got a little accident here because of this woman right here." Blah, blah, blah. So his partner's like giving him all sorts of shit. All right, so that's going on. The next scene we have is Harry. Okay, Harry comes home. Charlotte wants to enroll Rock. Remember Rock? Yeah, their daughter, their piece of shit, fucking confused, their gender confused fucking daughter. Okay. She wants to enroll Rock into modeling. Okay, and Harry thinks it's human trafficking, which is right. He should think that. Okay, that is a fucking scam. No one goes up to kids in a fucking park and hands them a business card. Hey, I'm a Ralph Lauren talent scout looking for models. Here, call me. You know, no one does that. Okay, that's bullshit. All right. So Charlotte's excited because she used to be a Ralph Lauren model too when she was in high school. Okay. You know, she's trying to relive her fucking childhood by her daughter who doesn't even fucking want to identify as a fucking as a girl who fucking hates all the things that men make women do to look more feminine and act more feminine. She actually is against all of that shit. The patriarchal view is what she called it a couple episodes ago. But yeah, she wants to be a model though. Yeah, she wants to be adored by other people. Yeah, right. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Yeah, so she's a fucking hypocrite herself. All right, so Harry is concerned that even if it's legit, even if this guy really is a talent scout for Ralph Lauren, that it will be exploitation. They'd be exploiting their daughter. What the fuck you think this show is? It's all exploitative. Everything on this fucking show is exploitative, all right? And Rock, of course, tells Harry, because that's her father, You know, he's the one that goes, Charlotte doesn't work. She don't pay for shit. He pays for everything in that fucking house. He pays for her private school. He pays for Charlotte buying her fucking Mary Poppins clothes. He pays for every fucking goddamn thing in his own fucking multi-million-dollar fucking apartment in downtown Manhattan. And Rock tells her dad, don't worry about it, Dad. You won't have anything to do with my modeling career. Mom's going to handle everything. You know? You know, and he's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna go pee sitting down. Yeah, pretty much that's Harry. He's just a fucking pussy. More of a pussy than Charlotte, and Charlotte's supposed to be the feminine one. All right, moving right along. Carrie hangs out with at the ER. Okay, in the emergency room. She's talking to Seema while George is in there getting his wrist looked at. She's talking to Seema on her phone. Okay, because she's afraid she might get sued now, because she did mention to George her real name and where she lives and that kind of thing, okay? So she's feeling guilty that he might have broken his wrist. Seema wants to see the penis pump guy again. She's excited, okay? She wants to see him again, all right? Because at her age, she realizes that her options are limited. Well, thank God there's a little bit of believability in this show. Yes, your options are way limited, Seema. I'm sorry. I know you think you're a boss bitch. I know you think you're Joan Collins. I know you think you're a fucking 10, but you're not. You're more of like a 5 or 4. Okay, I liked Seema last season. I actually felt a little bit sorry for her because I knew that all this shit was an act. Her fucking attitude, you know, and her shit, you know, she's also smoking her cigarettes with her fucking face up in the air like this. You know, she walks around like this, you know, all that was an act to hide her insecurity, that she was lonely, you know. She didn't have a boy. She lied to her parents about having a boyfriend, okay? And she did that on purpose, okay? Because she doesn't want to accept the fact that guys don't want to be with her, okay? That she's past her prime. So I felt for her, and I wanted to root for her, but now I don't feel shit. This woman's just a stuck-up fucking bitch, and she's nowhere near Samantha. Samantha had a charm to her that Seema will never have. So I'm sorry, no, you need to be with fucking Mr. Penis Pump, because only a guy that needs to fucking pump his penis would ever fucking fuck you. It's true. Start your own brand. The Seema fucking Penis Pump. That's my bag, baby. Yeah, that one. All right, so that's going on here. Okay, so she's gonna see him again because it was B+ sex. Okay, B+. Okay, and then after, you know, and she usually has to finish herself off anyway, after she has sex with any man, because every man in the world can't satisfy her. So after she has sex, okay, she always has to finish herself off. You know, yeah, of course, yeah. All right, so that's going on here, okay, so it's B+ sex with Mr. fucking Penis, Mr. No-Name Penis Pump guy, all right? Okay, so she's gonna see him again, okay, because it's better than nothing, okay? And she has to get herself off anyway with most guys, okay? But he does give a decent spooning, though, so that's something, right? All right, moving right along, George comes out of the ER room. Okay, his wrist is broken after all, okay? But when it comes time to pay the bill, his credit card is declined. Well, Carrie sees all of this, so she thinks that maybe he's broke. And maybe because he got injured today, he didn't drop off that thing. He makes apps. He designs apps is what he does. He was delivering one when he got into his accident. So she's thinking maybe he lost a lot of money now because of this. And so maybe she feels bad. She feels sorry, okay? That his credit card got declined. Maybe he's broke and he needed to fucking deliver that app today. And now she ruined everything for him, all right? So that's what she's thinking, okay? Moving right along, Naya brags to Miranda about the fucking incredible sex that we did not get to see with Ian, the guy that she met at the Mondarian Hotel bar, okay? And how she likes fucking guys and moving around along, you know? It's cool, it's liberating, it's free. Well, yeah, it is until you fucking get AIDS, okay? And we did it all night long, you know? Okay? And then slept till 2 p.m. You know, well, she slept when she got home, okay, not at the hotel, all right? And Miranda says, I'm jealous because, not because of the sex with men, because that's disgusting, but because you actually got to sleep till 2. I don't get to sleep anymore because of Shay and her parties and her friends that keep me awake at night. I gotta go all the way from New York to Brooklyn, you know. So Naya offers to have Miranda stay. And Andre is her husband that she's gonna divorce now, or they're separated at least, okay, because he wants her to get a surrogate to have a kid, all right? So they're splitting up, and he likes to fuck white girls anyway, because he's a musician, all right? So his spare room, his music room, okay, she's just gonna let Miranda sleep there. Okay, until Steve, her husband, moves out of the house that he owns with her. Yeah. So she leaves. She cheats on Steve and leaves Steve for another woman, an ugly woman. Okay, but Steve's the one that has to move out. Even though it's his house too. Yeah, that's how it works on Sex and the City. All right. Okay. Next thing up here is Carrie. Carrie decides to go visit George. Okay, he has a very nice place. It looks like an art gallery. Okay, and she brought lunch because she felt sorry for him because she thought that he can't feed himself, that he's too broke to afford food, even though he lives in a fucking gorgeous fucking 2-story fucking loft. Okay, and I want to know, how the fuck does she know he would even be there? Like, how the fuck does she know that? Okay, I mean, she went over there and knocked on his door and rang his doorbell, and he was there. But she already had all this fucking food that she bought carrying around. What would have happened if she carried all this food and he wasn't even home? What would she have done then? You see what I mean? It makes no fucking sense. All right, I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review of And Just Like Crap. I thank you very much for watching this long, and I'll see you soon in the next one.